Fernando, welcome back. Now, we've covered some of AGUIA's copper targets, but if I may, I'd like to delve into some of the other regional targets that you've earmarked for follow-up. Which of these targets are at the top of the queue when it comes to continued exploration?
To give you a straight answer, I'd say that among all the targets that we have, I'd say that Canhada is the next one after Andrade and Carlota that we discussed, and Passo Feio. And remember, we're talking about a huge area. We're talking about an area that is in excess of 100 kilometers east-west and in excess of 60 kilometers north-south, where we were happy enough to put together in a very inexpressive portfolio of tenements.
Okay, Fernando, so can you just talk us through the geological profiles of these targets and what attracted you to work on them in the first place?
Well, let's start with Canhada. Canhada, what really attracted me in the first place was a beautiful airborne radiometric anomaly associated to the potash channel. And why is that significant? These IOCG, or iron oxide copper gold deposits, they're usually associated with potassic alteration. So potassic alteration will leave a footprint in any geological airborne survey. And this one was enormous. We had, the entire zone was over 9 kilometers. In the inner core, and the highest response zone with 3 kilometers at least. So then we got into this area, started scouting. We very quickly started finding copper showies with up to 4% copper at surface. Then we went into soil chemistry, good responses, and then again we used the IP ground survey. Again, we got beautiful IP anomalies, all ready to be drill tested. And Passo Feio would be almost a very similar story, but in this case we were targeting bullseye's circular feature in the air mag with a demagnetized zone, and that we thought would be related to potential IOCG alteration, hydrothermal alteration, and then bingo, fuel to follow up. We started finding copper showings, and then we progressed on to mapping and channeling. And all the elements are there. We're still missing a couple of other pieces of the puzzle, but we're progressing with more trenching and more geophysics.
And finally, Fernando, how do you see these regional targets complementing AGUIA's overall asset profile?
Well, it will pretty much depend on the mineralogy and the process we're going to use to process the route we're going to use to process these ores if they materialize in the future. But the concept would be we would have Andrade, which is the most advanced one, where we're going to start moving into permitting and infill drilling, etc., as discussed. Functioning as a hub, and progressively and if these new discoveries materialize, we would be then being able to feed the processing Andrade processing unit over time.
Thanks, Fernando. I'm sure I'll speak for many when I say I've thoroughly enjoyed your insights across this series of videos. All the best with the upcoming programs on AGUIA's copper assets, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Alex.